What's up, friends? Welcome back to Sarah Buck's Movement. Today we're focusing on healthy and happy hips. This is a 3-part series, and part 1 we are going to focus on stretching, and then later we'll get into some mobility and strengthening. Let's get right to it. We're going to start down on the mat, so join me here, and you might just need a pair of blocks nearby. Totally optional. So we're going to start with in all fours, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. I want you to engage that core, meaning that we're not dumping down into the shoulders, we're lifted up, engaged through the core, spreading the shoulder blades. Now you can bring the left knee a little bit more close to center because we're going to start with our right knee working on some hip circles. So we inhale, draw the knee back, and then rotate the hip down. Good. Couple like this. Let's connect to the breath, keeping the chin up. So it doesn't matter which direction you start, do about 3, and then we'll switch directions right here. We got 1, 2, 3. Nice job. We're gonna head into the other side. So right knee's a little bit more center in between those hands. Here we go. 1, 2. So when we sit all day, our hips can get so tight, or just kind of as we age, inactivity, or even if you are really active, they can get really tense. Last one. Beautiful. As we inhale, we're going to send the hips back, child's pose, reach the arms forward. Take a deep breath here, maybe sway those hips side to side. Awesome. From here, we're gonna reach back up to tabletop, tucking those toes and the hips high, downward facing dog. Take a second here to pedal out those heels, opening up through the back of the legs. 4, 3, 2, beautiful. Bringing the left toe slightly through center, drawing the right foot up to the sky. Flex the foot, bend the knee. So keeping the chest square, open up through the hip. Good. Then we're going to come up onto the left toes as we bring that knee, bring the right knee over to the right shoulder or armpit. Good, and then back up. One more like that. Forward and back. Nice, and then we're going to gently draw that knee forward, just behind the right wrist. Square the hips, or if it's available to you, you can melt all the way down. You could also use a block to bring it underneath your right hip, propping yourself up like so. Let's take 5 deep breaths here. Sending your breath to where you feel the sensation. Trying to find your edge, breathe for 3. Last one. Beautiful. Use the core to come back up on those hands. Tuck the toes, downward dog. Take any moves that feel good. Maybe rock the hips side to side. Good, lifting up the tailbone. Right leg, right toes come through center, left leg reaches up. Flex the foot, bend the knee. Open up that hip. Beautiful. As we inhale, come up on the right toes, draw that knee towards the left shoulder, and back up. Keeping it open, 1 more, this is hard work. And then gently float that foot forward, squaring those hips. Each side might be different, so you can stay up tall here or melt your way down. Breathing. So you can be on the forearms, the hands, or maybe melt all the way down over that leg. Using your breath to relax the body, telling it it's okay. We are gonna feel so good after this. You're doing amazing. Last deep breath. On your exhale, reach back up, and you are going to draw your right leg around, swing it forward. Beautiful. So toes are gonna face forward, hands back. Let's open the chest, lift the chin. Beautiful, come to neutral. We're gonna send both knees over to the right. Slowly, flex the feet. And then over to the left, getting a little booty massage here. Good. It's okay if you kind of feel some cracks, some movement in those hips. As long as it's not painful, that's okay. Couple more. Option to try this without the hands. Only if you feel ready. Last one, let's stay over on the left side here. So both feet are flexed and we're coming into a 90-90. So it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but we want that front knee on top of the hip and then in line with the ankle here. And then our chest is facing that front shin. Grow tall. Now, if you like, you can start adding a gentle stretch, reaching forward. So you can try this coming up and down or just holding, being nice and gentle. Again, it shouldn't be painful. Good. You can kind of draw some circles or sway. So I'm feeling this on the outer side of my left hip. Awesome. Let's come gently to the other side. 90 and 90. Find that position. We're up tall through the chest and then bring it forward. So on this side, I'm just going to hold. So you can do as we did on the left side or hold, flexing the feet. That protects the knees. Trying to find your edge, find stillness. You should be proud of yourself for taking this time for you today. Last deep breath. Beautiful. We're going to come forward. Option to grab a block, and we'll come into a nice butterfly stretch. So you can sit on the block if you'd like, or sit on the floor, soles of the feet together. And we are opening up through those legs. So we grow tall through the spine, especially through the low spine. Roll those shoulders back. Good, so we're kind of using gravity and the weight of our femur to press those knees open. If you're ready, start to hinge forward. Deep breath here. Actively using the strength of your legs to press those knees wide. Keep length in the chin, the spine. Awesome, you're doing great. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently come off with the knees, inhale. And then as we exhale, come back forward. Deep breath. Good. Feeling the sensations, send the breath to where you feel it. This is so important for our body. You are doing amazing. Keep going. 3, 2, 1, coming up. Awesome. We are going to move into a little bit of a dragon flow. So let's have your blocks nearby. You can have one on each side of the mat. Let's come back up, tuck the toes into our downward facing dog, send the hips. Good, take any moves that feel good or the deepest breath you've taken all day. Exhale. As we inhale, lift the right leg up and then exhale, gently bring the knee towards the nose, plant down the feet. Good, so we're here in a nice lunge, front knees over the ankle, open the chest. Exhale, bringing the back knee down. Awesome job. So from here, you can grab those blocks to lift you up higher. Remember that there's 3 settings on your block, low, medium, or high. So you want to open the chest. I want this to be active, so continue to squeeze the glutes here. And making sure, again, that knee is over the ankle or the ankle is just slightly beyond the knee. So it's not this happening. Good. So we're holding here. Breathing. So we're opening up through that front hip flexor, really feeling it right here. Take an inhale, and then as we exhale, we're going to gently straighten through the front leg. It doesn't have to straighten all the way, pulling the right hip back to the left. You can bring the blocks back as well. And then inhale back forward. One more time. Exhale, send it back. Inhale, send it forward. Good. From here, we are going to heel toe our right foot to the outside of the mat. It's turned out. Then you can stay here, or you can spill to the outside edge of your right foot. So the big toes are up, still squeezing this glute. Using the block as you'd like. You can be on the hands or the forearms. But now we are opening up through the front hip, going into adduction on the front hip, abduction, and still working the back hip flexor. Breathing here. Don't hold your breath. Yes, you got this. Stretching isn't something that's necessarily easy to do, but it's so important, and you showed up. Let's try to slow the breath down, calm the mind. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Press back up onto the block, onto the floor. Heel toe the foot back through center. Frame the foot, tuck the toe, send up the back knee, plant the hands. Here we go, downward facing dog. Beautiful, taking any moves that feel good here. Pedal it out slowly, it's not a race. Spread the fingertips. Whenever you're ready, inhale through the left. Exhale, knee towards the nose. Puff up gently, plant that foot down. Good, knee is over top of the ankle. Take a little movement here. And then bringing the back knee down, untuck those toes. Using the blocks to help you in any way, opening up through the right hip flexor, remembering that each side might feel different. Good. So finding this posture. You can always come up as well, holding the hips. I want you to be supported, so not your full weight down in the hands, just using the blocks or the floor as a nice support. Inhale here. Exhale, sending the hips back, pulling the left hip back into its socket, making sure that the right knee is underneath the right hip. Find length in the spine, flex the foot. Lots to think about. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, send it back, hold. Good. Inhale, come forward, and we are going to walk the left toes out to the side. Good. So find what works for you. You can stay parallel. Using the block or the floor, find the height where you feel supported. So hands can be down, or you can come onto the forearms. You can also spill over onto the pinky toe edge. Feeling that abduction. So my front hip, my left hip is opening up, and my back hip, I'm still breathing into that hip flexor. As I squeeze my right glute, I can feel it a little bit more. Do you feel that? Awesome. So I'd recommend doing these low lunges, this dragon series, almost every day. I know you might be like, what? Are you serious? But especially if you're sitting, our hips are in a flexed position, so we need to open them up. This is going to help us with our overall mobility, with our exercise routine, taking away any pain as we're just walking, running, moving, just in our daily lives. Last deep breath here. Good. Coming back through center, lifting up the back knee, press those hands down, downward facing dog. Beautiful, we're gently gonna send those knees down. Send the hips back, child's pose. Take an inhale, exhale. Take a second here to just relax. Feeling what's happening in the body and the mind. Trying to stay present. If you're thinking about anything in particular, just notice it. Awesome. From here, we're going to come back forward. We're going to cross our feet in the back and walk backwards, sending the feet out in front of us. Inch forward, and we'll gently roll all the way down to our back. Should feel nice. Okay, so this is my favorite one. From here, we're going to reach our right leg up to the sky, flex the feet so my toes are towards my shins. I'm going to cross that leg over the left, and I'm opening up through my right knee. So really flex the foot to protect the knee as always. So you can stay here if that's enough, or you can thread the needle between the space of the legs, holding behind the left hamstring, or you can hold onto the left shin, flexing both feet. Breathe here. Notice where you feel that. Maybe even close your eyes for a moment. Go to your happy place. This is going to release some tension that we might be feeling. And as we go through this series with stretch, mobility, strengthening of the hips, you will really notice a difference in your daily life. It will increase your flexibility. So you can stay here, or if you'd like to go a little deeper, you're going to bend into your left arm. And then we're gonna rock over to kind of use that left arm as a kickstand. And so my right hip lifts and I'm feeling it a little bit more up through the right side. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently come back through center, release the legs. Let's switch sides, lifting up through the left, placing that up and over the right. Press the knee away from you, flex the feet, stay here, or lift up. So I'm definitely tighter on this side. So rather than holding up on my shin, I'm holding my hamstring. Breathe. Good. It's such a beautiful thing that you took the time for you today and we're moving together. So whether it's morning, maybe midday, evening, it's perfect time to do it. Okay, if you'd like to go a bit deeper, bending into the right arm and rocking to the side. I could tell I'm tighter here because that ground felt much farther away. So don't force yourself into this position if it's not there today, and that's okay. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come back through center. We're gonna reach back up, grabbing our toes for a happy baby. You can also hold your calves or your hamstrings. The goal is to find the length through the tailbone, so pressing forward with the tailbone, back with the crown of the head, feet up to the sky, maybe some rocks. Last couple of moments for you. Good. Gently, we're going to float the soles of the feet together. We're going to do our laying butterfly. So we're opening up through the knees. Maybe hands can come onto the hips just to send some energy, some warmth. They've been working hard. We have one more stretch coming up. Relax here. Gently roll to your favorite side. Press back up. Awesome. So we are going to move into a frog pose. Now, this is a little bit of an advanced stretch, so I want you to move nice and slow. Do not rush this. If you need something under the knees, double up on your mat or grab a blanket. You can use a block for support. So what you're gonna do here is place your hands in front of you and then gently walk the knees out, making sure the knees stay in line with the hips. You're also going to flex the feet and you want to stay supported through the core. So just find your edge where you start to be like, oh, yep, I feel that. Okay. So you can be on the hands or the forearms, you choose. So when you have settled in, find a gentle, gentle rock forward, like 1/2 inch, so tiny, front to back. Good. You might feel yourself open up a little bit more. That's awesome. Your body's letting go. Stay lifted through the core. You got it. Okay, find stillness. From here, squeeze, try to play. Try to see if you can squeeze the right bum cheek. Okay, the left. Do you feel that sensation in through the inner thigh? One at a time, couple times, just try it. Squeeze, squeeze. Good, now choosing that rock, continue with squeezing, or just find stillness here. 5 breaths. Last one. Don't rush out of it. Inhale. Through your exhale, come up on your hands. Send your weight forward onto your hands so that you have room to walk those knees in. We did it. Sway those hips side to side. Wag the tail. Sending those hips back down, seated position. Amazing job. I hope that you are feeling that stretch. Come back to this anytime you need to release some of that tension. Combine it with mobility and your strengthening work, and I promise it will make all the difference in your daily life. Thanks so much for moving with me, and I'll see you next time.